back to another episode of the EnCharge Show. I'm Tara Brewster with Alfonso Santinello and Michael Connolly. Back with you again.
All right, what is these hand
been,
gestures?
That's just a lot of everything.
Are you
He's
creating
pulling
like
the
your own
energy,
sign off, like see you later?
Spirit fingers.
It's more like scary fingers. Anyway, yeah, hi.
The show.
Yes, the show. We have a couple different things for you today. One, I'm doing...
Sorry, I'm blinded by your shirt.
Oh, sorry. I'll try not to move too much for everyone. Someone has to sparkle amongst the three of us.
Glad it's in.
Yeah. Wait, where was that leotard, that sparkly leotard you had earlier?
That's for behind the scenes only, guys. Come on, don't ruin it for the viewers.
Okay. We could do like a Richard Simmons moment.
No.
No, okay. Anyway, I'm going to do N News today, and Al is going to do N Startup, and Michael is going to do Entrepreneur of the Week.
Yes, ma'am.
So that means I get to start with a little N News for you. I found this great article on Business Week, and basically, each website picks the best young entrepreneurs of 2011, and being young, being entrepreneurs, being involved in the NAPE and the YPS, I thought it was important to kind of talk about this a little bit because right now we're in a recession. Everyone knows this. We've been there for a while. Unemployment's high and hiring is low. So a lot of the young college graduates aren't being able to find jobs, move back with their parents. Well, I liked this article because it really kind of took what we were talking about, 2 episodes ago about cheap startups and starting up in your house. Well, a lot of these young entrepreneurs were sort of students of that, where they really said, okay, what's missing in the market? How can I, start a business and make money with next to nothing? So I just really liked the fact that this article was talking about kind of taking your future into your own hands and, how you can basically start a business with nothing. One thing I loved about this article was that it was tons of tutoring businesses. Yeah. And I thought that was really interesting. I'm on the fence.
I mean, it's really good, but how many people need tutoring? You know what I mean? It's like it's good. There's a lot of tutoring companies now, but I mean, how many students are not learning what they should be learning in school, or how are they not paying attention? How are all these tutoring businesses starting and surviving?
I think is necessary. So many kids today, they're trying to learn different ways. Mm-hmm. So I mean, you think about it, tutoring. If we all had kids, that could be 3 different tutors. Mm-hmm. So I mean, if you know how to work it, you could really be successful in that. What my favorite part about this article was how it started, and it made me feel kind of old. And it was like today's 25-year-olds were 9 when Netscape went public. They were starting middle school when Google was founded, and they watched the tech bubble burst before they went to their senior proms, and were dropping calls on their iPhones before their first legal drinks. And I was like, wait a minute. We've seen all this stuff happen. But because of all of that stuff, the resources that they have to start these businesses seem limitless. So even though they're at home or wherever they may be, they can't find jobs. They're creating their own jobs. And I love that. And that's what embodies entrepreneurship. Most of the time it's because you have to fill some type of void or need in your life, or you see an opportunity in the marketplace, and it takes the cap off. There's nothing holding you back but yourself now. Yeah. And that's what I really loved about this article.
I'm with you. I love the article because it kind of correlates to how I started. I got laid off, so called my parents, hey, moving back home, which they were happy about. I wasn't a big fan of it.
That's what they told you anyway.
Yeah. But it was one of those things that I moved back, and I lived in Boston. I moved back to Western Mass, and I couldn't find a job, couldn't find anything. Well, I mean, you guys know me personally. Like, if I can't find something, then I'm just going to do it. And I ended up starting my own business, and then that led into the Businews and that. So I appreciate where these kids, I mean, they were kids at the time, couldn't find a job, and they just, it's like, what, I'm not going to wait for this dream job. I'm just going to start my own, and I have this idea. And I think starting entrepreneurship at such an early age is so beneficial because, I mean, you can start a business at any age. It's great. But at a young age, you learn so much, and you have that drive where you just don't care. Like, you care about the consequences, but you don't you're willing to take more chances, and you're not tied down to family and children, and you have the more opportunities as a young entrepreneur than compared to an older one. So, and that's what I loved about the article. We'll post this on Facebook as well so you guys can see. It's from Huffington Post. It just highlights some of the greatest things, some of the greatest young entrepreneurs that they found.
Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up.
Yeah.
Okay, moving right along.
Yes. So InStart, InStart pretty much is the first time we're doing InStart, and it's pretty much us going over tips and advice for startups and if you're starting a new business and things like that. So there was an article from entrepreneurmagazine.com or entrepreneur.com, which was what to do when you've built a business and then no one comes. And I'm sure, at some point we've all experienced this. We're 3 different kind of entrepreneurs, and we've experienced this at some point. So there's different ways to approach it. Starting a business is great, but how are you going to get clients or how are you going to get customers? You have to go to them.
$30,000.
So
advertising budget for last year.
So do you know what I mean? It's like one of those
Totally.
things. Like in the article, they talked about how restaurants have slowed down because lunch. People don't go out for lunch often. So the restaurants, what they do now is most of them are starting to get on wheels now. So they go to the offices. So they go to like the Mass Mutual Center. They go to, downtown any city and park their van and sell their food in front of them. So it's very smart for, and even there was, they highlighted this woman called Julia Hutton, where they call it Extreme Retrailer, where she brought the bike accessory shop to them, to bike rallies and, to fix and sell products, and ended up becoming a whole nother side of her business that she didn't anticipate. And,
that eclipsed the
Yeah,
shop in like a day or two.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and there's like trunk shows and, for retail stores, there's just so many things that you can do to go to the customer. You just need to find the right way to do it without kind of being like in their face in a way.
This made me think of, just classic hip hop. Like this is just the way so many hip hop artists got started, because they didn't have advertising budgets, they didn't have marketing budgets. What they did was Master P, I'm talking Birdman from Cash Money, Jay-Z, they all used to sell their tapes from the back of their trunks.
Tape? What's a tape?
Yeah, but they used to sell them from the back of their trunks and go to where the people were.
They have that hustle, the entrepreneur hustle.
That's exactly what it is. Like the urban community is filled with that. And but they would go and they would get these mixtapes out and give them out, and then people start buying them. And now Birdman's worth close to 500 million. Jay-Z's up there almost at $1 billion. Master P, he has a gold toilet in his house. Just kind of crazy. But
what would you do with a gold toilet? Like that's just throwing money away now.
Well,
Especially the gold market now. I mean, come on.
When you got it like that, it is what it is. But they started selling tapes out of a trunk. But
Yeah.
And it's like gaining customers is like fishing. If you throw your bait over where there's no fish, you're not gonna catch anything. If you throw it in a school of fish, you just keep hitting that school. You're pulling fish in all day. So it's the same thing. Go to where your customer is. Some people get caught up in I own a store and this, that, and next. Yeah, but you own a store, but you paying money every month. You're not making money. So it doesn't matter if you mobile, or if you online and you're shipping out, or if you have a storefront that's working for you. But just make sure you are where your customers are. Because like the ladies who had the space in the mall, there was mall but no foot traffic. So I'm in the mall. Yeah, you get to tell people you're in the mall, but if no one's coming to your store, what's the sense of being in the mall?
Right. Yeah, so I think, one thing that I notice is we just really like people who are innovative. I feel like, we all really
people.
appreciate people that, hustle and,
That's what it is.
sort of like chase their dream, chase change, not be afraid of change.
Instead of
all
putting
of
like
that,
the people with exercise with a Twinkie in front of them, like just throw the dollar bill and like they just start.
Well, I think, because my thing is, I think true entrepreneurs, because there's some fake entrepreneurs out there too, but true entrepreneurs, they never see a problem because they know any problem or obstacle they face, there's a creative solution for it. And I think, that's something that is entrepreneurial. Like that's just what an entrepreneur is. So
what's a fake entrepreneur then?
Well, there's someone that might, for example, a fake entrepreneur would see a great product and they go, I could do that, and they mimic it, but they don't even know. They have to wait for that.
They don't know all the fine tunings.
Right.
They don't know.
Right,
Yeah.
and they have to wait for the creative person to come up with the solution before they do it. Like they just copycatting, like a copycat entrepreneur. Like a true entrepreneur. They just you can't ever stop that person. You can't tell that person no. You can't tell that person something can't be done. You can't stop it because their mind comes up with these crazy ideas to get things done. And they're passionate.
You're passionate, Mike? No.
A little bit, sometimes.
No. Couldn't tell.
Well, yeah, right. So put some of that passion into Entrepreneur of the Week then.
Well, I love this guy.
Good
Scott Wilson, he came up with the TikTok. I thought this was so cool. What I liked about Scott was he created this product, thought it was great, took it to Apple. So what TikTok is a watch band, and you could put your iPod Nano in it, and your iPod Nano would be your watch. He took it to Apple. Apple said, no, we're not interested, whatever. So Scott didn't quit. True entrepreneur. He found another way to get it done. He went on to Kickstarter. He put up this very professional video, nice write-up, showed the description, and on his Kickstarter account, if you pay $25, you got like the low version, and if you paid $50, you got the platinum version, and he did almost $900 million with his Kickstarter campaign, and then guess what? Apple came calling, but he didn't stop. Like I'm saying, like a true entrepreneur, they had to find a way or make a way, and nothing ever stops them. But what I also like about this guy is that he owns his own industrial design company. So he designed for Nike, he designed for Microsoft Xbox, the new, I think Xbox designed with the Kinect thing. His company designed that, and so obviously he had money to get it done, right?
Yeah.
So he didn't even need Kickstarter. But when you have all those people supporting this product, it shows Apple, hey, listen, there is a marketplace for this. And now, if you go in any Apple store, you can see the TikTok or the Lunatalk in the store right now. They retail for like $39.95, and I think $59.95, something like that.
Yeah.
But we'll put.
And it comes with the Nano, or it just comes?
No, you have to buy the Nano separately. So if I was him, he should work out a deal where they could put them together. He got a percentage of Nano sales, so that's what I would do.
Yeah.
You could package it as one. But some people already have their Nanos, and so they just could snap it in there. But
Cool.
Yeah, it just shows, no matter how crazy or, the idea that you have, and if you are passionate and you think it's viable, then don't stop. It's one of those things, it's just, there are a lot, and it's one of these quotes, and I don't know it word for word, but you don't know what could come out of it if you have this idea or this passion and you quit. What could have happened if you just kept going with it? So I mean, I'm personally, I love not quitting on anything, no matter how bad it takes. Years, months, days, whatever. But the more you perceive at it, and the more you work on it and make it better, and it just helps so much instead of just kind of like, all right, well, this idea didn't work this week. Let's just start another one.
And my addition to that, which is great advice, my addition to that is, if you think it's great, go ask people about it. Ask people if they would use it. See what they say. And if their excitement level is similar to yours, you got a great idea, and then that might be something you want to pursue. Like even like with Stinky Cakes, and not just no selfish promotion. Like when we first started, we thought it was a great idea. But what we did was, we had my mother-in-law, when she went to baby showers, we had her take one of our cakes, and every time she would come back, we'd have 3 or 4 orders. And we're like, you know what, we got a business here. Like, we thought the name was great, we thought we made a great product, we thought we were so unique with how we did what we did, but we didn't know if other people would want that. And then once she started bringing them back, we launched our website, and the rest has been history. But it is what it is. Like, try it, just do it, try it. And don't, when you ask people, don't ask yes men. Like, don't, oh yeah, that's great. No, ask people that's gonna be critical. So, that way you could know if you invest in your time or you're wasting your time. Yeah.
Well, we'll be throwing these articles up that we talked about today on Facebook and on Twitter. So EnCharge Show, look us up, EnCharge Show. And I think that's all we have for today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. Get a Kindle.
That was good.
Best thing ever. Kindle Fire.
Kindle is not sponsoring this.
Goodness.
It's just Mike's opinion.
I love this thing. I know.
Kindle, you can
if you want to
sponsor
us, by all means.
Man, this makes my life so much easier. I love it.
All right. Mike, thanks for the scary spirit fingers and the bright shirt. And I think today was a good episode, and
In the Carlton sweater.
Yeah.
the Carlton sweater. Oh my God, I can't believe we just did that. All right, well,
Good,
next
yeah.
couple weeks, Tara will be on vacation, so we'll be having guest subs, so that should be fun and interesting.
Vegas. So I wore my sparkles.
What happens in Vegas comes on EnCharge.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, thanks, guys.